There were 18 rebel kings and countless small armed groups who wanted to eat the big cake of the Sui dynasty. If we talk about which team is the strongest, it is not Li Yuan and his son who later conquered the world, but the #1 criminal organization Wagangzhai at the end of the Sui dynasty. Wagangzhai has a very luxurious lineup, including Qin Qiong, Cheng Yaojin, Wei Jing, and Xu Shiji, all of whom are famous generals in Chinese history. Unfortunately, Wagangzhai finally missed the world, and ended up with fratricide and bankruptcy. Today, let's take a look at the rise and fall of Wagangzhai. Let's start with Limi, the leader of Wagangzhai. As the most popular anti-Sui hero, Limi was a legitimate Sui dynasty nobleman. How noble was Limi's family? His great-grandfather was an old comrade in arms with Emperor Yang of Sui's grandfather, and also with the grandfather of Li Yuan, the later founding emperor of the Tang dynasty. Their families all belonged to the most powerful Guanlong aristocratic group at the time. If we use a metaphor to describe it, the emperor had the final say on the affairs of China at that time, but who would be the emperor was decided by the Guanlong group. From the Western Wei and Northern Zhou dynasties during the Southern and Northern dynasties to the Sui dynasty and even the later Tang dynasty, the emperors were all from the Guanlong group, belonging to the emperors of the flowing water, but the Guanlong group was iron. With this family background, when Limi became an adult, his family arranged a very good first job for him, serving as a guard for the great leader Emperor Yang of Sui, Yang Guang. The young Limi was very happy and went to work happily. As Limi expected, Emperor Yang of Sui treated him specially. When they met for the first time, Emperor Yang of the Sui dynasty disliked Limi and told his minister Yuan Shu that Limi was too dark and liked to wander around, and he wanted to find a way to transfer him away from me. At least, Limi was a member of the Guanlong group. Could the emperor just let him go? It doesn't matter, Yuan Shu has a way. After get off work, Yuan Shu found Limi privately and said to him, "Little brother, I can see that you are extremely talented. Being a guard is a waste of talent. I suggest that you go home and study hard." Limi thought about it and felt that it made sense. He said thank you to brother Yuan for the request, and then went home to study happily. It must be said that Yuan Shu was a master at personnel work. He did not give Limi a penny of compensation and fooled Limi into resigning voluntarily. Why did Emperor Yang of Sui dislike Limi? The first reason was that Limi was a descendant of the Guanlong group. Emperor Yang of Sui did not want to be controlled by the Guanlong group. Weakening the Guanlong group was his major policy in politics. Limi was an innocent victim. The second reason was that there was a rumor circulating in the world at that time that people with the surname Li would eventually win the world. So Emperor Yang of Sui was unhappy when he saw people with the surname Li. After Limi was dismissed, he really read books at home every day and really believed what Yuan Shu said. Reading can really change your destiny. I just don't know if Emperor Yang of Sui likes Limi's direction of changing his destiny. Limi's favorite book is the biography of Song Yu. From then on, Limi regarded Song Yu as his #1 idol and was determined to be a great hero like Song Yu. Limi loved Song Yu so much that he would bring his beloved biography of Song Yu with him even when he went on a long journey. He would put the biography of Song Yu on the horns of an ox and ride on the ox's back, reading while walking. Limi's ostentatious worship of Song Yu successfully attracted the attention of another Song Yu fan, who was our protagonist Yang Shengan in the previous issue. Unlike Limi, Limi worshipped Song Yu, while Yang Shengan wanted to become Song Yu. Hearing that Limi was also a die-hard fan of Song Yu, Yang Shengan took the initiative to make friends with Limi. The two became good friends, studied together, practiced martial arts together, and imagined that one day they would become the world-famous Song Yu at the end of the Sui dynasty. This day came soon. In 613 AD, people all over the world exclaimed, "Is Emperor Yang of Sui crazy?" A year ago, Emperor Yang of Sui went on an expedition to Goguryeo, and hundreds of thousands of soldiers died in a foreign land, and their bodies were not yet cold. In addition, the cost of renovating the Canal Palace in previous years was huge, and the people of Sui were hungry and miserable. However, Emperor Yang of Sui said that it was nothing for the people to live a hard life, and then ordered to spend all the wealth in the world and send troops to Goguryeo again. The people of the world were really anxious, and rebels rose up everywhere. Under the call of Yang Xiangan, Limi also decided to join in the fun. The two friends officially raised the banner of anti-Sui and embarked on the road to the central plains that their idol Xiong Yu had walked. In the early days of the business, the two cooperated well. Yang Xiangan always took the lead and charged, and was invincible. People said that Yang Xiangan was as fierce as Xiong Yu in the world. As Yang Xiangan's military advisor, Limi also tried his best to give advice. Soon, the two's team expanded to 100,000 people, becoming the favorite to win the championship among all the anti-Sui teams in the world. During this period, Limi could wake up with a smile even in his dreams, but when he saw that his dream was about to come true, Yang Xiangan began to be arrogant. Yang Xiangan inherited the bravery of his idol Xiong Yu, and also inherited Xiong Yu's arrogance. Yang Xiangan was increasingly unwilling to listen to the advice of his advisors. Limi said, "I have a best plan, let's go and capture Emperor Yang of Sui, who was personally on the expedition to Goguryeo, and use the emperor to command the ministers." Yang Xiangan said no. Limi said, "Then I have a middle plan, let's seize Guangzhou, which is easy to defend and difficult to attack." Yang Xiangan still said no. From a historical perspective, we dare not say whether the best plan is right or wrong, but the middle plan is to take Guangzhou. Later, someone helped us verify that Han Gaozu Li Yuan used Guangzhou as a base to unify the world and establish the prosperous Tang dynasty. But Yang Xiangan chose the worst strategy and attacked Luoyang, the eastern capital nearby. Limi said that attacking Luoyang was very risky. As Luoyang was the center of the world, reinforcements came quickly. If we were slow to attack, we would be surrounded and annihilated. As a result, Limi's words came true, and Luoyang could not be captured for a long time. Looking at the Sui army coming to rescue, Yang Xiangan sighed, "Alas, Limi's calculations were so accurate. I should have listened to Limi earlier." Then he learned from Xiong Yu and committed suicide. Limi also sighed as he looked at the reinforcements coming. "Damn, my calculations were so accurate. Am I Xiong Yu at the end of the Sui dynasty? I am the protagonist." After Yang Xiangan was defeated, Limi and other close followers of Yang Xiangan were captured by the Sui army. Poor Limi fell from heaven to hell overnight. His dream of conquering the central plains was shattered, and what awaited him was the doom of being killed. At the moment of despair, fate gave Limi a glimmer of hope. In order to vent his anger, Emperor Yang of Sui ordered Limi and others to be brought to his side, and he wanted to watch them being tortured to death. This left Limi with a glimmer of hope for a comeback. Limi began his magical operation. He first asked his fellow prisoners to collect the money they had, and then began to plead with the officials who escorted them, saying that it was a great fate for me to meet you gentlemen on the last journey of my life. The official said, "If you have anything to say, please speak up." Limi said, "I plan to give you all the money, but I have only one small request." The official said, "Please stop talking, we can't release you." Limi said, "I'm not asking you to release me, we are just a small matter, please wait until we die so that you can bury us and let us rest in peace." The manager in charge of escorting the prisoners seemed to be an honest man and said, "Okay." Limi continued, "We are dead. In the last days of our lives, can you let us live more comfortably? Buy us some wine and food every day, and we will remember our brother's kindness even when we become ghosts." The official saw that Limi and his men were determined to die, and he relaxed his vigilance. The night was long, and drinking a little wine was harmless, so he agreed. From then on, every night, the officials helped Limi and his men buy good wine and food, and the officials and the prisoners had a great time, eating and drinking. Finally one day, Limi accompanied all the officials to drink, and the officials were all drunk, and Limi took the opportunity to run away. From this incident, we can see that Limi should have a high alcohol tolerance. Limi was very happy after escaping, and thought he would be able to make a comeback soon, but he fell into the darkest moment of his life. God is keen on watching Hamlet-type dramas. Limi fled all the way to Shandong, intending to seek refuge with a rebel leader named Hao Xiaoda, who looked down on him. Limi then fled all the way to Changbai Mountain, intending to seek refuge with the rebel leader Wang Bo. Wang Bo also looked down on him. After wandering all the way and failing in interviews, Limi was severely traumatized physically and mentally. He traveled all the way south, but because he was an important criminal of the court, he had to hide his identity and live by begging. Sometimes he had no choice but to eat tree bark. He stumbled all the way to Huaiyang and finally got a stable job. Limi became an ordinary teacher. His warhorse and military uniforms were replaced by a 3-foot lecture hall. Limi's days were as calm as water, and you could see the bottom at a glance. Although he was safe and secure, Limi often felt a sense of heroism in his heart. One day, Limi drank too much to relieve his sorrow, and he wrote a short poem while he was in high spirits. The poem was well written and was circulated among neighbors. Soon everyone came to the conclusion that Limi was a man with a story. Who among ordinary people can write poems? The poems he wrote were so good, so the people reported Limi. When the governor of Huaiyang received the report, he saw the poem and said that the person who wrote the poem must not be an ordinary person. Can an ordinary person have such literary talent? He still wants to be a hero in the world and pass on his name through the ages. What do you want to do? He was ambitious, so he sent people to arrest Limi. Limi had to continue on the road of escape. He fled all the way to Yongqiu, intending to seek refuge with his brother-in-law Qiu Junming. When Qiu Junming heard that his brother-in-law, a serious criminal of the imperial court, had come, he enthusiastically tried to dissuade him, saying, "Brother-in-law, don't bully your own people. I'll introduce you to an honest man, and you go and cheat him." Under the introduction of his sister, Limi lived in the home of Wang Xiucai, a knight-errant. Wang Xiucai admired Limi very much, and not only did he not drive him away, but also married his daughter to him. Limi was born out of luck, and after many twists and turns, he suddenly lived a happy life with his wife and children. At this time, Limi had been smoothed out, and he thought that a simple life was a blessing, and it would be good to live like this for the rest of his life. If Limi stopped tossing and turning, God would not be able to bear it. Limi's good days were not over for a few days before he was reported again. The government went to Wang Xiucai's house to arrest him. Limi happened to be out and escaped, but his brother-in-law, father-in-law, and newly married daughter-in-law were implicated and executed. Limi's heart, which had finally settled down, was rekindled by the fire of revenge. Su Qin once said, "If I had 2 hectares of land in Luoyang, I would not come out to study. If I did not study and grow, I would not be qualified to be the prime minister of 6 countries." Limi felt the same at this time. "You force me to do it. I want to take back everything I lost." This time, Limi did not wander around like a headless fly. After careful consideration, he chose a new destination for himself, Wagangzhai. He decided to prepare a super gift package for Wagangzhai this time to express his sincerity.